Hey, what's going on, Coco? Back again. Number 7. If you're wondering why I'm looking like this, kind of made a little promise last week that I'd wear a dress. So come in my best outfit, my Sunday gown. And what better night to share it with Cara. How you going, Cara?
You look so pretty.
Oh, thank you. It's the dress or the hair?
Both. You look amazing.
Beautiful. I'm going to just strategically place the hair so we don't have any nipple slips. I don't want any strikes on YouTube because that wouldn't go down too well.
YouTube will take the video down, definitely.
Yeah, I reckon that's raunchy A-grade material. So, how are you today? You good?
Yeah, good. Very good. Pretty warm here in Adelaide, but getting by. Did some listing, eBay things.
It's always fun. I'm quite glad it's warm because I'm out in the shed and got a bit of breeze.
Well, you're dressed for it, aren't you?
Yeah, well, that's it. It's a very summery dress. So I can't really show it all, but
it's a maxi dress.
It does go to my ankles, so I'm not showing heaps of skin, but I think it does suit this one. So
that's a city. Who is it by? Tell us who is your number by.
It's a city chick. So city chick. I can't tell you much more. I don't even know what else it is. It's just a city chick dress.
No, it looks good. And am I receiving that one after?
You are, and I'll wash it for you. I'll make sure it's washed. I've got a lot of city chick stuff there that's been sitting there since the storage unit, and it's all going your way because I'm never going to list it. I don't even know how to describe. How would you describe this? What is it?
Well, it's a maxi dress.
The maxi dress with that bloody tight around me guts. I better lay off the coffee. So I'll do a quick hello because I'm sure someone into me is 28 here already. So I was hoping not too many turned up tonight because I'm never going to hear the end of this one. But anyway, Mummy Monkey, where you going? Who's this you got on? Brad Cara. How's the suspense? Internet playing again. No, not the internet. It's this bloody microphone that Mr. Hollywood stitched me up. He talked it up. I reckon he's getting paid by this road company. He told me how good these microphones are, and all it's done is give me grief. So
can you return it, or you just obviously can't?
I reused the box to send a parcel, so I don't have the box.
Such a reseller problem.
The first week I used it, it was all sweet. I had no issues, and I didn't expect it to be an absolute nightmare to use. So tonight I don't even think I'm running off it. So anyway, tonight's chat will be a thrill. Toby did write. Toby wrote a book of dad jokes, from what I can gather. So I'd love to get my hand. This is like a live chat just in the chat. Yeah, right. You confused me with that. G'day, Scotty. How are you, mate? Good to see you. Leanne's in. Jazz is in. This must have been the point where I rocked up because Maddie's impressed.
Just
copping a bit of grief. The chat has done a bit of a jump there. I can't keep up with everyone. Rack Raiders is in. Too funny. It's not supposed to be funny. It's supposed to be pretty. Stuart. Rack Raiders want me phone number? I assume they're talking to me.
That's the best.
I think he's drunk too much. Well,
the beer goggles.
Yeah, that's all right. It's the chest hair that does. I don't have that much chest hair going on. I got to watch those nips don't pop out.
You look nearly clean shaven there.
No, I'm just not a very hairy dude. It's just not a lot of growth there. Dress is very nice. The pigtails are throwing me off. Yeah, this has got to be a distracting chat for you.
Did you do the pigtails yourself, or did Kate have to help you?
I did it. She's only just got home. She's been out for a spray tan, so I probably should have had one myself tonight, actually.
You should have gone with us.
Brad has dropped your link in there.
Brad.
So That's also in the description for anyone watching back. Make sure you go over and give Cara a sub. Check out her channel. I probably won't wear a dress next week, so I mean, I'm sure most of you are sub to Cara. We all love Cara. She puts out great stuff. But if you're not, I'm telling you, get over, check it out. She puts out great stuff. So Noelle's in for as fuck. They're all talking about the dress. Woohoo! Yeah.
No
She's
wolf
lucky
whistling now.
The Aussie tip rat. This is going to take me forever to get through, so I'm just going to scroll.
We're just going to say hello to everyone all night.
Yeah. So if I missed you, I'm sorry, but hello. We've got 31 in now, so Kate's walked in home and God, not again. Yeah, it's not the first time. It's not the first time, but probably won't be the last either. But it is what it is. I made a bit of a promise, and I think my camera's slipped a bit there, so I'll fix that up.
Yeah, show us your chest.
I don't want to cop that strike, so I'll have a couple of cans. You never know, something might get loose. We're going to get into it. So we're not going to go through all the rigmarole of what we do every week. Everyone, I'm sure everyone is familiar with you. You pretty well, everyone that's popped up in the chat, you're either friends with or they've watched your content. I know that much. But if there is someone that is new, give us a brief rundown. Who is Cara? I'm going to fix this.
I am now a full-time reseller. Wow, how long have I been doing it now? Since August. And I'm on Instagram. I have a YouTube channel, which I don't use very much at the moment, but I really want to start making content again. I know a little bit about a lot, I guess. I think I have niches like vintage clothes and also obviously what we're talking about tonight. Probably one of my favorite things, antiques, vintage, ceramics, glass, things like that.
I'm just having a bit of camera trouble here. I'm sorry. It's keeps falling off the back.
You look all right.
Yeah, it's camera. It's doing some weird stuff in its time, but then it's just it's coming.
Fucking ghost again. It's the ghost.
Full body cam. I've done it's a bit hard where I am. I can't. Look. I'm a full legger, so
look at that.
I haven't gone skanky. I haven't gone up around above the knees. So I'm being respectable, but I do have a bit of skin up here.
You're better off in a maxi dress rather than a short dress because the whole time you'd be like pulling your dress down. Yeah. So I think he made a wise choice.
I'm going to flip my camera around. Oh. What do we got here?
We're Roman. Nice dress, by the way. Nice dress.
Thank you.
Let's go.
Would you give me your number if you send me out at the bar?
Oh, shit, yeah. Shit, yeah. But the only problem is you didn't shave your chest. You didn't shave it. Like, dude, like, come on. Have some respect for yourself, man. Come on. Like, I want to. Can we see the legs? You haven't shown the legs yet.
I can give it a go. Hang on. My camera's gone AWOL, so I've got to swap the camera into a different one.
We're doing some RA, so we're doing quick roaming.
Oh, show us what you got.
We're doing some quick. I just got here. So we're in Target toy section.
There's a bit of leg action. That'll heat you up.
Oh, that is filthy. That is disgusting. Dude, have some actually, that one looked all right. That one looked all right.
The left one, though.
Right behind you there, mate. Have a look through that. There might be some good stuff there. Right behind you, the other way.
Which behind me? You got to say
what
behind.
Yeah, there's some dinosaurs. Have a look through them.
This dinosaur here.
No, so the smaller ones, look for the grey ones with a, see if there's one with a spring on its neck.
There's one here with this one.
Yeah, get him. You get 35. You get $35 plus post.
You get $35 plus post. It's fucking for sale for $29.
What? They're normally 15. Double check it. They're normally 15.
I'm not double checking that one. Yeah, I mean, Tajaya.
Are you in H Street? Are you in the mall?
Harry Potter stuff. No one wants that shit. No one wants that. What else we got around here? We got Pops. Oh, there's Pikachu. You love your Pokemon crap. Oh, Jesus, look at these things. Look at these things. It's huge.
I looked those up the other day.
Sam's saying the same, mate. Second Life Sales, Sam. She's saying go back to that Black Goo Jitsu. It should be $15.
Right.
Make sure I'm on the shelf because I had some today that were on the wrong rack. Don't scan it. You'll get $35 within a day or two on that.
$12.
There you go, get it.
Yeah, but the box isn't good condition.
Doesn't matter, they're for kids. Go see if there's any, go to the silver, have a look if there's any silver ones.
Nah, there's only blue and this black one.
Yeah, I'll get the black one. Don't worry about the blue. They're not worth shit. The black you'll get $35, I'm telling you. For the pink Power Ranger.
What about this thing? What is this? This is $10.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Looks like Craig from Two Happy Gamers. There's you, Flipper.
I think I'm pull up a dress like I can.
Oh no! Holy shit! I can't see the. I might have to get this. I can't see the. Is Bradley? Toysy Thrift is Bradley in there? I just found a toy of Bradley.
He's looking for Pokemon
Bradley.
card.
No, fuck that. I just found Bradley's toy.
Toysy Thrift is snap on it, and you got him.
He's wearing the hat. He's got the beard. He's got the glasses. There's Bradley.
Baby Daddy.
Baby Bradley. Baby Bradley. There you go. What else is here? Nothing else? No, it's all crap. This is all crap. What else we got? Oh, yeah. Hold on. We got a pirate as well. There's pirate as well. Oh, there's even a chicken. What even are these things? What even are these things? Don't know. Can't look them up because I'm on this. All right, what else we got? No fucking wrestling toys. Oh, there's Mario stuff. Oh, Jesus.
What Mario you got? Oh, they're not moving too well.
$30. That's it. Oh, say something. Say something. It's crap.
There you go. They got a baby head Bradley in there.
Baby head Bradley. Baby head Bradley. What else we got? That's cool.
Is there the Mario Kart sets in there? The big ones? Because I've been selling them like within a few hours.
The big Mario Kart sets.
The real big ones for like $45.
No, they might be around the other corner. Let's have a look around the other corner. Any good pops here?
Selling fast.
The Mario ones. Let's have a look. What have we got here? Well, here we go. We got some. No, this is just Mario Lego. So I just got this stuff here.
No.
They're not really. They're not really that good. I'm actually in Target because I've got to find a pair of pants. I'm going to a wedding on the weekend and I need a new pair of pants because my pants didn't fit me from the last wedding I wore. So I must have put on a few kilos from this Corona eating. And now I need to get some new pants. Oh my God, these things are going up by themselves. Oh, freaky.
All right, we're getting ready, guys. We're going to go back to Cara. We're going to go back to the 256 because we're better looking.
Yeah, you are. I'll go to the girls' clothes for you later on, and Cabbage Patch Dolls. Yeah, all right. I'll leave you to it. I thought I'd do some RA for you, but there's nothing really much here. Wiggles. Oh, just fucking. These things are just going off by themselves. I'm not even touching them as I walk past them.
That ghost is following you.
Oh, I know. Hey.
I'm telling you, that ghost is following you.
I know. He won't leave me alone. He won't. Hold on. The ghost is from your house.
I reckon, of course.
The ghost is from your house, mate. It wasn't my house. You look like Harley Quinn, actually. Like you've got your tails.
The Margot.
It's not an insult.
No,
It's not an insult, but
you might not get this dress, Cara. I might actually keep it.
Where did you get this? I was going to say you wouldn't have fit into any of Kate's things.
Nah, she's like the size of my leg. No, I had, when I bought that storage unit at the start of the year, it was full of city chick dresses, and I just don't want nothing to do with them. They've just sat at the bottom of the death pile since then. So they're going to Cara's house next week.
Too flowery to wear to a wedding, yeah.
That is,
I'm just going to go all black. I'm just going to find black pants, black shirt, and that would do because I like to wear black. All right, guys, I might leave you, and I'll once I'm on the train, I'll have a little bit of watch more. But I've got to find these pants. I've got to try them on, I suppose, because knowing my luck, I'll get the wrong size, as I usually do. See what happens when you eat too much McDonald's after you do these thrifts. You've got to get new pants all the time. See you guys. Have a good show.
Yeah, mate. Enjoy. Good luck. There you go. A bit of Roman Robbie. We haven't had him for a while, but he's cut into it. We've been crapping on, and it's we're 16 minutes in. So we'll get back onto the subject of you. And you just mentioned you've gone full time and all that sort of stuff. Now, something Brad and Jazz have been talking about this week is routines, and that's something that I want to know about your routine. How much has that changed from going full time? Because obviously there's a lot more. Well, you're doing it all week long. So have you set yourself a routine, or you're still kind of adjusting?
I did have a really good routine in the first month. Very similar to Jazz's, actually. Making sure I always had stuff to go live in the morning, getting up, doing more listing, be that like photographing or drafting, and then usually going out about twice a week, like limiting myself a little bit, not going out too much, or I was going out like first thing in the morning, getting some stuff, bringing it home, because I am mostly op shop stuff. I'm sort of needing to go like a fair bit. But I don't know, I think I'm a little bit, at the moment, I'm not in a great routine. So when I watched Jazz, I was like, oh, I need to do that. And I actually did it today. I made sure I had enough listings for tomorrow, and I know exactly what I'm doing tomorrow. I'm going to do my post tonight. So I'm going to try to get back into like a better routine. But then again, like we are, our own boss. So it's sort of a perk as well to be able to just, decide what we're doing on the day. Yeah,
absolutely. 37 watching, thumbs up, and go and sub to Cara's channel. So you mentioned obviously op shops is the main thing, and you show on your Instagram quite often when you're out thrifting and getting all sorts of stuff. Have you looked into getting into any other way of sourcing? Have you experimented with other sourcing options with bulk lots, or are you just happy just doing the op shop? Do you think you'll get enough stock to keep going?
I'm not happy just doing it. I mean, I do RA as well, like we've chatted about that. I do a bit of online arbitrage. I haven't been doing it as much lately, but I do try to look on Facebook and stuff, Marketplace, just seeing if there is any bulk lots out there. I have advertised on Gumtree, specifically lately, just for like vintage clothes lots. I had a few people reply, but not as many as if I would do like just women's clothes. But then I get bombarded with people just wanting to sell me their crap, and it felt like I just wasn't getting anywhere with it, and it was taking too much time, like replying to messages, getting people to send me pictures, and then and then people would say, oh yeah, that's like $30 a shirt, and I'm like, yeah, I can't pay that for something I'm going to get $10 for, dude. Like so I really do want to get into more bulk stuff, but it is kind of hard with my niche, especially with women's clothes and things like that. Finding that sort of stuff. I mean, I could do things that I don't really love, like obviously getting like more of the vintage t-shirts and stuff like that. There's a lot of that sort of stuff out there. Like I know that you guys do, and you've had the jacket lot lately and stuff as well. Yeah, I just don't really want to go down that route yet. So
yeah, that's kind of something. If you don't enjoy it, there's no point in getting it. It's the same like why I'm giving you all these dresses that I have, because
you don't want to list them.
I don't want to list them, and I don't enjoy it. I enjoy listing t-shirts, and like I like clothing, but you don't want to be doing it, because then it just becomes a bit of a chore, doesn't it? So if you're doing it, you don't enjoy it as a job.
we don't want it to become a chore, really, do we? Because like now that we're doing it and it's not our side hustle anymore and we have to do it every single day to make money, I don't want it to become a chore, and I'm sure it's the same for you as well.
Yeah. So you mentioned women's clothing. That's a big part of your game. What else are sort of the things that you do enjoy to sell?
So like I've got my women's clothing side, so that's just like general like modern stuff. But then like a large portion of my eBay store is also vintage clothing, be it from like the 60s, like to the 2000s, even though 2000s isn't really vintage, but nearly there. And then I suppose I'm like a lot of other resellers where I will just buy most things that I know it's going to make me a profit. So that could be board games, like probably not electronics, but like video games and stuff like that. Books, I've been like really on the lookout for books and stuff lately because that's just been really selling well for me. More of like the vintage sort of style books and things like that. I really enjoy that more. But even kids' books, like I like just lotting them up, super easy. But yeah, pretty much will sell anything. Yeah.
And is there anything that you want to get into? So you said you don't really like the men's stuff, and is there other sort of niches or other categories that you'd like to actually get into and learn about and kind of do fairly solid?
Not really at the moment. There's nothing that perks my interest at the moment, really. And I think I have a lot of stuff like covered that I like, and then I'm going to continue doing. So maybe like I would love to do more of the ceramics and stuff like we're going to talk about. But I always keep them for myself. So I have a massive collection of stuff. And it takes up a huge amount of space. If I want to decide to start buying a lot of this stuff, it takes up a lot of room in my eBay room. So I actually limit myself to how much I buy of this stuff because it is just a lot. Like some of the pieces, you know, like this is from my collection, but you know, you can imagine if I was buying things like this all the time, like it would just take up so much room. So usually I wait actually, and this is probably a good tip for people who are starting to not get overwhelmed with it, is really be particular in what you're buying. If you're going to start out in this category, really do your research and pick a few things and see if they sell first. Don't just go full hog and just start buying like hundreds of pieces of ceramics, teacups, teapots, things like that. See how they go for you before you actually go crazy on them.
Yeah, absolutely. So you say storage being a problem. Do you plan to scale up and maybe hire somewhere to store inventory, or do you?
We actually have a shed out the back, which my husband has said that he would build like shelves and stuff in. I do have a pretty good room, like the back room is pretty large, and I do have a couple other spare rooms, but do I really want to start using them for eBay? That's just like a downward spiral. So I could use, I don't think I would need to get storage. I could use at the back if I wanted to. It is just full of spiders at the moment. It's just like not a job that I want to do. But also I've got around 1,000 listings at the moment, and I'm happy with where I am. And of course I want to keep going with the trajectory upwards sort of thing, but I guess I'm not looking to scale the business to like huge heights. I want to keep it simple. I want to be able to go away if I need to, and not be stressed about it. Obviously want to keep making money, but I'm also happy with how I'm going at the moment as well.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Just going to have a quick scroll through the chat. Went to a pre-live store today. People just put their racks in there. Ever considered that, Cara?
Yes. Are you talking about Mecco Market, maybe, Toby, in Prospect? So there's a few actually that are popping up lately, but that was the first one in Adelaide. So it's a consignment store, kind of. They have a lot of those in America where you have a rack, like you purchase a rack from the store. Well, you rent it. It's rent a rack pretty much. So you rent the rack for however long, but you could keep it for a long, long time. If you wanted to, you just have to keep paying the fee per week. And I have thought about it, but I don't know how profitable it would be. It probably would be better for me to sell it on eBay. I think lower price points in those places go better. And I mean, do I really want to be selling $20, $30 items whilst paying? I think the fee there, I actually inquired about it, was $90 a week to rent a rack from them. And like the space is not huge. So, and you'd have to keep going back and filling it up. And yeah, is it worth my time? I don't know.
Bo and Tilly are in. Just got in. Judda, you're a stunner. Thanks, guys. Imagine Judda's dress keywords. Flowery fucking long fucking dress thing. Yeah, pretty
That's
much.
like exactly what it would be.
Literally, when I did do some of these, it was I didn't even know what to call it. I was just floral dress.
That's a good start. It's a good start.
Yeah. Yeah, wouldn't fit me fucking legs. Shit. Samson's in. Samson's probably wondering what the hell's going on.
Yeah, what is even happening?
So if anyone anyone that's new to the channel or is wondering why I'm in a dress, I made a little pact with the chat last week that if they went and followed Charlie, we got her to 150 subs, that I'd wear a dress this week, and we got her there. So I'm more than happy to do it because her channel deserves the subs. You do anyone though, Charlie. You do anyone. Welcome all you in the chat. Please support Australia. Hit subscribe. Yeah, hit that sub button. I'm just going to see if there's any questions. If you do have any questions for Cara, drop them in the chat, and we'll get her to answer. And we do have one here from Brad. Best way to source Prada shoes?
He's referring to the time that apparently I stole the Prada shoes from him. Brad, you can just come over to my house. I'll give you some Prada shoes.
Zach's in. How are you, brother? Loves the dress. I'm getting a lot of compliments. Compliments. I never get compliments.
There's nothing wrong with wearing a dress if you're a dude.
I might have to do it every week, I think. Getting some love. Charlie's over 180 subs now. That's awesome.
Oh, that's so awesome.
Good job. And Charlie's channel, if you did miss it, Jazz has dropped that in there. We've got a question from Charlie. How many teapots do you have?
Do you know what? Finding teapots in good condition and, well, just finding teapots at all is actually, in Adelaide anyway, in an op shop is quite difficult. Like, they're pieces that are quite sought after, so they're not usually at the op shop. I've found most of my teapots at one of my favorite sort of trash and treasure antique places. I rarely find them at op shops, but I do have quite a few.
And here he is, a big fella. Nice.
Hi.
So that is your husband there, and well, we all know you've been apart for quite some time, which is obviously very tough on both of you. I don't know how you've done it, to be honest. It's crazy, but you've got to do what you've got to do, and COVID's kind of ruined that for you guys. But I mean, that's obviously a negative that you haven't been. How long has it been now since he's been in Victoria?
So by the time he gets back, so he is getting back on December 1st, it'll be 3 months since I've seen him. So
yeah, it's a long time. So it's obviously a negative thing that you haven't been able to see each other. But has that actually had a positive impact on your business? Because I could imagine he'd be a distraction. You'd be trying to get some work done, and he'd be sitting there trying to make you watch Paddy Cripps highlights. I talked to Michaela, and he loves his Carlton, loves the Carlton Blues. So,
no, he's fine. He can be a distraction because like we like to distract each other. Like we'll be like, let's go do something together, and then I won't get any work done. But generally, he's pretty good. He can go like he plays PlayStation or something. But I think it's had a negative impact on my business probably, especially the last few months. I haven't been feeling like the best. So that's sort of taken a toll on how I've been, my routine. That's sort of why I've been out of my routine, because I'm just like, can't be bothered, you know. So I can't wait till he gets back.
Yeah, it's I couldn't even imagine sort of what that'd be like. So I'm pumped for you guys when you get back together. Sure, the pooches are going to be.
Oh my God, they're going to die. They will just die. They just love him so much. So yeah, they're going to be excited.
That'd be amazing.
I should film them when he comes in. Like, they'll piss themselves probably.
Yeah, it's I love saying that stuff when a dog's reunited. They because they are truly man.
Yeah.
So when Mikhail's obviously home, does he have anything to do with your business, or is it just a solo process for you?
Yeah, he doesn't do anything behind the scenes, but he'll come op shopping with me. He actually really likes it now. He's been doing some op shopping in Victoria whilst he's been there by himself, and he's picked up a few things. And even before, like when he was there and then he came back for a little while and then went back, he brought some stuff home for me to sell and things like that. So yeah, he gets involved in that way, but I do like everything else, like the listing and photographing and stuff.
Yeah, he's flashed some stuff to me that he's spotted in op shops. He's got a pretty good eye. I think you've taught him well.
Yeah, he's better now. Like I remember he used to just pick up random brands and go, "Is this good? Is this good?" I'm like, no.
Thanks, Amran's in. Good to see you, brother. May as well join the army. Yeah, it's just crazy times. Just don't know how you've done it. Those dog reunion videos go viral. Probably would. Pull into one of your YouTube videos. That'd be good. So speaking of YouTube, when are we going to see the next video? Are you going to be putting out more stuff?
Yeah, I am. I really want to. I think just because I've been in a bit of a bad mood lately, and also like my computer, I don't have an editing program, and my computer is very slow already, and I could just imagine if I put an editing program, so it limits what I can do. Really, like, you know, I'd want to do some what solds and stuff, but you can't really do that on a phone very well anyway. And yeah, I've got some other things that I want to do, but yeah, I'm going to do them.
I'll tell you the app I use, because I do everything on my phone. I don't do anything.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, I hate computers. Hate them.
How do you? I just don't. Okay, I didn't know you could like put the picture in the video and stuff, because that's, you know, what I want to do with like what solds and stuff. So I didn't know that.
Yeah, I'll talk to you later, and I'll show you the little app I use. Because I mean, I'm no professional editor, but I just find it easy. I can do it on my phone. I can do it when I want.
Yeah, it is super easy on my phone, but I've got to say, like, most of it, why I'm not doing YouTube is just because I'm like trying to get used to full time, and then also juggling like being by myself and stuff. So
yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And just the full time thing, I've found that too, because you're so much busier. You think you're going to have so much more time, but you're literally day and night putting in listings and photos and sourcing and research, and just never ends. So
it's like constantly on your mind, you know. I can turn off, but I don't really want to turn off all the time. I'm like you, like, you know, you'll go to bed and you'll be like maybe sitting on your phone and trying to find like a way and stuff like that. And, you know, that's what I do all the time. And it just pushes like anything else sort of out of my mind. So.
Yeah, I've found I've got to find a way to turn off, because I've become obsessed with it. I'm like a junkie for reselling, and it kind of for a bit there took over my life, because that's all that was on my mind. That's all I was thinking of. Yeah. And I was thinking about the more important things. Like, I wasn't thinking about the important things around me. So I kind of had to like take that bit of a step back personally, because I just became obsessed. And it's addictive.
100%. Like even if you're not reselling full time, it can be addictive. Like a lot of resellers that we know who are not full time, you know, it is a huge part of their life. Like it might be the main part of their life other than their work. So it's just one of those things. Like I suppose it's like just an addictive thing. It's that the high of like selling something and finding things and things like that. So I think that's like why it's a little bit addictive.
Yeah, absolutely. I know like a lot of part-timers that I speak to do full-time hours. Seriously, they just...
Oh, you
Yeah,
kind of
exactly.
have to. I mean, if you want to be successful in like eBay, you have to really have it as like another job, really. It's your second job.
Yeah. Film the dogs. Love those vids of the army guys come home.
Yeah, I will. I'll see if Mikhail is okay with that, and I will.
Packing up the place tomorrow. 3 night shifts and I'm out. I'm super excited.
Fuck out of there.
Drew and Sarah. Steer clear from the virus. Link from James. Yeah, Zach, copy the phone virus. Hi all. At what point do you get a regular sell?
I guess regular sales, are they saying?
Yeah. I think that's what he means, yeah. So what point?
Well, I don't know how it really depends on how much you're listing. I guess it's different for everyone. Yeah, that's a hard one to answer. It's different for everyone, really. It depends on where you're going with the business. Like, is it something that you're doing every day? If you're listing like a few things every day, you'd hope that you'd be selling something once a day. If your items, it depends on what you're sourcing as well. Are your items something that someone's going to be looking for like every single day? Or, you know, are you sourcing a ceramic duck that maybe is probably not something that someone wants like every day? So
Yeah, I think consistency is key too. If you're, like you said, listing every day, putting up good quality items, it's going to help the sales come along. Cara, op shops catching onto the brands and types of items resellers look. Do you find this changes what clothing you buy, or do you find it possible to consistently source the same products?
Yeah, I do. I find it pretty easy actually to source the same sort of stuff, mostly in the women's category. So women's clothes. I go to a huge variety of shops. So I sort of know around my area now what's good in certain op shops. So if I'm sourcing one op shop, maybe I'll just go there for clothes because I know that it's really good for that sort of stuff. But then another op shop I'll go to, I know that maybe they have a lot of vintage stuff. So I am actually able to source the brands that I like. I mean, I'm not going to be able to just go, oh yeah, I'm going to find a fantastic witchery top in here. But of the brands that I sell, I do pick them up like over and over again.
When Cara was working full-time for a company, she was doing heaps of hours after work on her eBay store. Yeah.
Yes.
Zach does full-time hours making chutney and selling at markets. The prep is the killer. Reselling again as a side hustle. Yeah, Zach's absolutely killing it with the I see he just busted his ass on the weekend.
I know, amazing.
Yeah, smashing the chutney. Leanne, so happy to see Cara finally doing what she loves. She's smashing it. Absolutely.
Thanks, sister.
So we are at the 40-minute mark already.
We haven't even showed any ceramics yet.
We haven't even got into the ceramics, so I think we better start talking a bit of vintage ceramics and your niche. So let's start with what actually got you into selling that stuff. Was it just purely from collecting, and where did that start?
Yeah, I think mostly just from collecting stuff. You start at one point and then you get interested in something else. So it all started with vintage jewelry for me. And I actually did that years ago when I first left high school. That was my side hustle. I was buying huge lots of vintage jewelry from the States, which you can't do anymore because shipping is so expensive now. But I mean, I was buying like pounds of vintage jewelry and selling it, and then keeping the pieces that I wanted for myself. And then I guess I delved more into vintage, like other categories, and I found that like I really, really love like more of the ceramic side of things. A little bit of glass, not too much, but I've obviously taught myself a bit about a lot of ceramics and glass, even if I don't collect them, just so that I know if I come across something in an op shop or an antique store or a vintage store that maybe I'll sort of know what it is straight away, and I'll be able to pick it up and on sell it if I want to, or keep it for myself.
Yeah, I can imagine it's this isn't something we're all going to learn overnight, but hopefully we can learn a little bit to if anyone's interested.
Yeah. It's such a diverse category. I mean, first you've got like the basis is, you know, what era is something from, but then within those, there's so many different little niches and stuff in those eras, and it just goes on and on and on. So yeah, I mean, I've got a few things here, so I can show you a few bits and pieces, because I know that we were going to go through maybe some errors and, you know, maybe possibly what those things look like.
Yep, that'd be good, because one question that I had was trying to sort of work out what era things are from. Do they have different stamps to be able to sort of, are they labeled differently? Or because like I know you get a shirt and say it's on a Fruit of the Loom tag, there are different years, you can kind of match what year it's from if there is any date actually on the shirt itself. As the ceramics, do they have something similar, like a timestamp of such?
Yeah, I mean, some ceramics have marks. I'll show you some. That's a good one. So here's a mark here. This is Royal Winton. This piece, I actually can't remember exactly how old it is. It's from like the probably 1930s, 1940s. But the thing is with ceramics is that you're not going to just be able to look at a stamp and go, oh yeah, that's from 1937. So much research initially as well goes into finding out not just who the maker is, if it's not on here, because sometimes they have numbers. You can look up the pattern. Usually most things will have like a pattern. So this one particularly, I can't remember the style of the pattern, but it does have a pattern number on it, which is there. But that's actually the maker of it. So, I mean, then you'll get some pieces that don't have, this is an older piece. So this doesn't have a stamp on it. It just has a number on it. So this piece would be harder to figure out maybe who the maker is, especially. But for me, I can tell that this piece is an older piece, and it's probably Edwardian. So that's just after the Victorian era. It's very delicate and floral, and that's sort of reminiscent of that era. So yeah, unfortunately, there's just not a definitive answer for like a particular stamp. You have to do your research pretty much until you're able to understand what each stamp means, which it will take a lifetime pretty much. I have to consistently keep looking things up now.
Yeah. So you mentioned sort of Victorian and such. Can you explain a little bit what that is?
Yeah, so each era, I don't even really know who gave the eras their names, but and off the top of my head, I'm not going to be able to tell you like the years, but within the vintage world, I guess there's Georgian, Victorian, Edwardian. We've got like the arts and crafts era, Art Nouveau. Then we sort of heading into like the 30s and the Art Deco era, the 40s, 50s, and those eras as well are so huge. Like there's just not one particular style as well. So like something like this, which I would call kitsch, would be from like the 50s. So cute little duck. But then I could also get something like this, which is from the 50s, like around the maybe late 40s as well. So, I mean, they're two completely different styles, but in the same era. So,
yeah, I guess.
but I can sort of show you. I've actually got some pieces like from the Victorian era, going like on and on. So when we're looking at the earlier years, we're sort of looking at pieces that they're more of like that neutral color. They just look fucking old. Like whenever you're looking at a piece, you're looking for age, because if something is perfect, it's probably not going to be that old.
Yeah.
So I'm just not getting on camera here, but so that sort of piece is an old piece. This is a piece of transfer wear, and it's like a little creamer. So this one's quite old, somewhere in that sort of 1800s era. But then we have these pieces. So this piece is like a coffee pot, and this is also from around the 1800s, the late 1800s. And I'll show you the stamp here. This is a really good stamp, actually. It's Royal Worcester, which, yeah, is really easy to find these ones on the internet, because they give you really good information on the bottom to be able to find the pattern and things like that, and also the dates. Some pieces are super hard to figure out when they're from, and that's where the research comes in, but that piece is really easy to work out.
When you say about, let's say I pick up something and I can't find anything on eBay, I can't find anything on Google. What's the next step? Where would I go? Is there Facebook groups where you get information, or is there?
Yeah. So you hit the nail on the head. There's Facebook groups. There's so many knowledgeable people out there. It's just insane. And I use Etsy sometimes as well. Obviously, that sort of comes into Google, but there's a lot of websites out there that people should bookmark, especially with like for patterns and date stamps and things like that. I mean, if someone ever needs to date something, they can drop me a link on Instagram or a DM, and I can sort of shoot them a few sites if they need to. But generally, it's a lot of Googling, to be honest.
Yeah. And then where are we looking? If you're looking for particularly vintage products, where would you look for something to be made? Obviously, China's probably one to avoid for vintage.
Yeah, I think, yeah, definitely with more of the ceramics and stuff. If you pick something up that says made in China on it, it's probably not going to be vintage. Sometimes you'll find pieces that have Asian writing on them, and they're probably the more older pieces, but that's not a definite, because when things were imported into Australia from, say, China or Asia or anywhere like that, they would use like Asian characters rather than like made in China back in the day. But things like made in Japan, a lot of things, I wonder if I have made in Japan here. I don't think I do, but, oh, I think I do. Here we go. This is a sticker. So this one says made in Japan. A lot of pieces were imported from Japan in like probably from the like 50s to the 70s. So these are little salt and pepper shakers. These are super rare. You can't really find these in Australia. I actually bought these on Instagram. They're called Sissy Cabbage. And they're like the kitsch, again, like very cute and things like that. Out of Japan, like most of the cute stuff came from. So, yeah.
Now, with this sort of stuff, a lot of different markets have people trying to fake things. Is this something that actually gets faked?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's like on purposely faked, but you'll find, you know, if you walk into a lot of different random home decor shops, they will have pieces that try to look vintage. So that's where sort of that looking for age comes into effect. Like this piece here, I mean, this is not in the best condition, but you can see that, you know, we've got some browning on there. Probably the other side is good as well. You can see that there's like browning on there, and a lot of what happens is you'll get some crazing. It's like these little cracks, but it's actually like the cracking to the glaze and not specifically cracks to the ceramic. I can show you an actual, this piece is really interesting. I got this was so cheap because it was actually broken, but they've repaired it back in the day, obviously, like in the probably the Victorian era. And they've actually repaired, oh, I can't show you, there it is. They've actually repaired it with staples. How amazing is that? Like with these big staples here. So cool. Yeah, so you're really just looking for age, and also like a date stamp or something, or any mark really. But it is sometimes tricky. Like I've picked up pieces and I've gone, is that modern or is that vintage? So yeah, you have to sort of develop a little bit of an eye for it.
Yeah, absolutely. So how often do you actually see this stuff in op shops? Is it pretty regular?
I wouldn't say it's regular. Especially, I mean, the majority of stuff that I've got here, I think some of it was found in op shops, but a lot of it would have probably been more from, I'm lucky because I have a few vintage stores near me that are not really, you know, antique. They're not going to be like, that's $200. They're going to be like, oh, that's $20 sort of thing. So if you can find a place that has like a huge amount of vintage and you can keep going back there over and over again. I've obviously found stuff in op shops, some amazing stuff. One of the oldest pieces that I have, I found at Savers. So that stuff, but it is going to be irregular. But if you can find some great, maybe antique or vintage stores, you might be able to find pieces that people actually don't know about themselves. So like the antique dealer might not know that something is worth a certain amount of money, and they might not put a huge price tag on it. So rather looking maybe at vintage stores than op shops would be better if you want to get into this on the regular.
Which was going to be another question of mine, is somewhere other than op shops, where can you source this stuff? And obviously you've just spoke about that. Is there anywhere else? Because obviously being a collector, you probably buy stuff off eBay for yourself.
Yes.
But can you buy stuff off there to resell, or do you have other places where you can buy it to resell?
I haven't really delved too deep into online arbitrage for ceramics, just because they're quite heavy, and like the shipping alone probably would, if I found something that was particularly, you know, it was worth more money, but then they've got $20 shipping on it because it's super heavy, it's probably going to, you know, bring my margins down a little bit. I actually did buy a teapot a few weeks ago now, and that's something that I bought to resell. So it can be done. It's just probably not the best use of your time. Well, that's what I think anyway. I think that you're better off getting out into the wild and trying to find this stuff in antique stores, vintage stores, op shops. Yeah, there's not really many other places I can think that you would be able to get this stuff. Maybe even private collectors, things like that as well.
Yeah. And you spoke about packaging. Obviously, you've got to be super careful, especially if it's old, expensive stuff. What's your tips on packaging some of this stuff?
So I guess the best tip I can give you guys is bubble wrap the shit out of everything. If you think that you've wrapped it up enough, you probably haven't. So just wrap it again. But what I do, I've actually shown this on my Instagram before. So if I was maybe selling this, I would get a box and I would just make sure that the whole sides of the box were bubble wrapped, or there was paper around it. I don't want this thing touching the side of the box. You can also double box. I just never had an issue with doing it the way that I do it. So I don't bother double boxing, because it is going to be, if you're buying your boxes as well, it's going to be more expensive. But something like this, it would depend on how fragile I thought it was, I might, especially with teapots, this one's not so bad, but with a teapot, I don't have one over here, you would like bubble wrap the spout, and then you would just, bubble wrap the shit out of it, like I said, and make sure that it doesn't touch the sides of the box. And then what I do is before I close a box, like sellotape it, I will give it like a tiny shake. And if I can't hear anything, I probably wrapped it correctly. If it's not shaking around, you do not want to hear anything. You want it to just be sitting right in the middle, because if things are hitting the side of it in the postman or whatever, it's right in the middle. It's not going to get smashed from the sides. And that's usually what happens. People are not protecting the sides of the box and underneath and on top. So it needs to be like a little egg wrapped inside the box and put right in the middle.
Yeah, absolutely. First got a question there. Do nanas flex on other nanas with their antique ceramics?
I have no idea, man. I'm not a nana. I can flex with some of this stuff, but I don't have anyone to flex to, unfortunately.
And on the photography front, when you're taking photos, are you going to want to sort of model these with a nice little background, or kind of, a bit of a different color, or are you just going with generic white backgrounds?
With eBay, I will do white because eBay likes white. But if you're doing Etsy or something like that, I feel like Etsy needs more of that sort of background, that cute background, or it doesn't matter, because if someone finds a piece that they like, they're going to buy it even if you've got a white background. It's not going to bother them. But if you really want like an aesthetic store where people come back over and over again, is probably something to think about, is creating like a background that you use consistently but will look good in every single photo for everything you take. But then again, you don't want to make it too complicated for yourself as well.
Yeah. The amount of random stuff Cara buys, I wouldn't even look at twice. It astounds me. I legitimately would walk past it every day of the week. Yeah. So your knowledge just blows me away on this stuff, because I have no idea. I've looked at it, but it's kind of more research on my front before I actually start kind of planning.
I think you also have to have a little bit of an interest in it. Like, you have to sort of want to learn about it and enjoy it. I think you probably enjoy it, like some parts of it, because I know that like the research side of things, I really enjoy that. Do you sort of enjoy that? Like finding out what it is. Like, that's what I love a lot about this sort of stuff, is that if I pick something up and I don't know what it is, I'm like, I'm a fucking detective, man. I'm going to find out what this is.
Yeah, I'm big on that. I love looking stuff up, especially if it's something that I'm like really interested in. And this stuff actually does grab my attention. Like, I'm interested, and it's more the age and the story behind it kind of thing. And it's just like, same thing. I'd love to research that stuff. So it's something I'm looking into, but it's something I don't have a lot of knowledge about. So that's why I picked your brain tonight, so I can get this.
It's taken me years to get this sort of knowledge, and I don't know. Like, I feel like I still don't know a lot. It's taken me such a long time. I've probably been collecting for maybe 10 years. So over that time, I've been developing knowledge. So it's taken a while. And I'm sure it's the same with you, with like your match-worn stuff and like all that. Like, it takes a while.
Oh, absolutely. Yes. And you never know. You're never going to know everything either. And it doesn't matter what that is. And I've always said that I know a lot about certain things, and I will continue to learn, because I won't know everything. No one knows everything about everything, sort of thing. That's the way I look at it. And that kind of drives me more to learn more, because there's still more to learn. And it's just the way I look at it.
I kind of love the fact that I'm never gonna know everything about this. Like, I can do this my whole life, and I'm never gonna know everything. I love that.
Yeah, absolutely. Zach has boxes of Bendigo pottery and carnival glass stashed away.
Yeah, that because we've got the I love Australian pottery as well. Actually wish I should have grabbed some of that. I don't display a lot of this stuff, which I should because it's beautiful. I have like a display in like a spare room, but the Australian pottery is that really like natural colors, and I really enjoy that. And so I actually display that stuff around my house. So and some of the Australian pottery goes for so much money. You just have to. They're super hard to research actually, because sometimes like the signatures with pottery, they usually don't put marks on them, but they like scratch their name at the bottom of the pottery before it dries. And they're really hard to decipher. But if you can find some good Australian pottery, you can go for hundreds of dollars.
Cassie, so knowledgeable. Always enjoy your content, Cara. Absolutely.
Thanks,
Daniel Zan, rewatch it when he gets home. I think he works the Arvo shifts. So we're past the hour. But one last thing that I had, one question that I had on this stuff is, what keywords are you looking for when you're listing something like ceramics? What are the keywords that you want to use?
So that comes down to error as well. So with your research, you're going to need to find out the age of the item, because that's going to influence like what you're putting in. You know, we were talking about Art Deco and Victorian and things like that, mid-century, so mid-century modern, which, you know, we're looking at from the 50s to the 60s, leading into the 70s a little bit. So, you know, those are the things that people are looking for, because when I'm researching something or I want to buy something and it's like a particular thing that I like, I'm probably mostly going to look for something that's of a certain era. But then we've obviously got to put our pattern names in and things like that. So, I mean, this, I've showed this one already, but this is one of my best pieces. I found this in the wild. This is the little, so this is a biscuit barrel. I think I paid like $25 for this. Let me just open this. So this is a Sadler biscuit barrel. And I mean, if you find a Sadler biscuit barrel, just buy it, because they're amazing. But this piece is probably worth about $500. And if I were to list it, I would make sure to put the pattern name in. So I've researched this and I know what the pattern name, something roses, and I can't remember it off the top of my head, but you need to include like the pattern name, because collectors of this stuff are going to be looking for a particular pattern probably. So that's something to put in. But yeah, I mean, that's probably the main keywords that you're going to be looking for, is you know, what the age of it is, so the era. We want to put the pattern name in, and also obviously the maker of the item as well.
Beautiful. So we are over the hour, so we're going to have to wrap it up. But if you do want to learn more about this stuff, Cara put out a very good video on this. So go over, sub to her channel, and she's an absolute wealth of knowledge. You can tell just from the short chat that we've had. Get over and see what she has to say, because it's absolutely blows me away. But I apologize that I haven't caught up with the chat. That's just got away from me, so I've just got to skip this. We do have 3 quick questions that we will finish up with on Instagram. So we have one from Mummy Monkey, and I think you've just touched on the answer to this, but what has been your favorite pickup?
Probably the biscuit barrels. So I have 2 Sadler biscuit barrels, that one and another one, and they're both worth quite a bit of money. I guess it's that thing again where as resellers or collectors, when you find something that, you know, is worth so much more than you paid for it, that sort of becomes like a really favorite item. I do love my teacups and things like that. So that's something that I'm always on the lookout for, especially like these older sort of teacups. Whenever I find these, I'm so just amazed, because they're old, and you know, generally this sort of stuff is broken over years. And yeah, definitely the teacups and probably my biscuit barrels.
And Toby, Captain Opshop Nerd, what percentage of your sales are clothing?
Ooh. I don't know, like quite a bit, I'd say. Maybe like 70%. Yeah. Off the top of my head, Toby.
And the last one is from Flippity Flop. And they are asking, well, they're saying, get her to name your best 3 qualities in that dress.
Okay. I like that I can see your tattoos. I like that we've got the chest hair and we've got the pigtails.
There you go. That's a good way to end it, isn't it? And this is probably there's the chest. I'm probably going to wear a dress. I'm suffocating in this too. It's an absolute killer. I actually forgot I was wearing it there for a bit. So yeah, if you're watching it back, hope you've enjoyed that. But anyway, thanks so much for coming on. It's been awesome to have a chat again. It's always great to have a chat. We could have gone on for much longer. I had a million questions to ask, but we've got through a bit of it. So if you do want to learn a bit about ceramics, go and sub the Cara. If you're watching back, her link to her YouTube channel is in the description. I didn't actually put your Instagram in there, but I'm sure everyone follows your Instagram because we all. Yeah.
I mean, I'm active on Instagram, guys. Like, don't ever feel shy or anything to message me if you have something that you don't really understand what it is. I might be able to give you some help. I mean, as I said, like, I don't feel like I'm an expert at all, but I do know some stuff about this, ceramic stuff. So if you do have something about, vintage clothes as well, or just anything that you think that I might be able to help with, I'm happy to have a chat.
Beautiful. So that'll see us out next week. I might be having my boy Frankie on. We might be having a chat with Frank, thrifted.me. So I'm pumped with that. I probably won't rock up in a dress with him. He probably won't be too comfortable. But
could you imagine Frank in a dress?
He wouldn't. I don't think he'd be able to talk to me seriously like you have. I think he'd lose his shit. Brad's dropped your Instagram too. So I'll have Frank on next week. Next week too might be the start of Reseller Wars. I've pumped it up a little bit, and we might go next weekend. So stay tuned. Really excited to do that one. So we're going to get you back on that. That's for sure. I'm not asking you. I'm telling you because we want you on there. Frankie can wear the dress. Yeah, I don't know if Frankie'd wear the dress. We could try. But anyway, and this will be on the podcast too. So I uploaded another one today. So last week's chat with Charlie is now up, and there's going to be some more stuff on there. So if you haven't gone over the podcast, go and have a listen. There's going to be some podcast-only exclusive content coming up soon, and we'll keep pumping that one too. So then we'll see you next week. Thanks very much, Cara.